Holy shit, it's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost Halloween time.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to a special edition of Ghosted. And what's special about it? Where the fuck is Doug, Sean?
That's a good question. He messaged me today and he said, "I'm sorry. You know, I can't be there. I have a limousine ride to take." And I was like, "Okay, all right, man."
So you failed two times over,
Hmm?
both as executive producer and as the personnel manager. You are letting the talents walk on you.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking
Doug's
about?
on a limousine ride. You should have said, Doug, suck it up and get to work or do your show from the limo.
You know, uh, he had the Ric Flair vibe going on. He sent me a picture and he had a robe. And so I was like, take
All
the
right.
day off. As a personnel manager, take the day off. You worked really hard, man.
So you were thinking with him being in a robe, maybe he was having a breakdown?
I don't know. I thought he was having maybe a personality crisis where he was like, it is Halloween. He did have his hair in a perm, dude. So I was just like, hey, man, do your thing, homie.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck that. You know why this network is successful? It's because we've all grabbed a hold of our bad days and our mental illnesses and we've channeled them into entertaining the masses.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys sat here and broke my balls when I was down with the mind's numbing headache. And Doug just wanted to go for a limo ride. Doug, disappointed in you, son. I'm very, very disappointed.
Doug, I tried to take the blame. He handed me my asshole on a silver platter, and I'm not gonna take the blame, Doug. You did this to yourself, homie.
Oh no. The blame's on you too, there, homie. I
What?
think I think you two conspired this. I think this was a plan. And I
Now
would
you
like
were
to know, I would like to know how much you were paid and the method that you were paid.
well, first off, you can executive produce these nuts, okay? Second off,
Oh.
I wasn't paid anything. I did this out of the goodness of my heart because Doug is a very nice human being. Okay.
So what you actually are saying is executive produce these nuts. I'll executive produce those nuts right into a fucking vice grip,
Mm,
motherfucker.
come on, big boy. Let's do it.
Oh, stop.
Come
All
sit.
right.
Come sit on my
All
lap.
right. Fucking
Come.
Doug. So we were supposed to have a guest. I guess we're not going to have a guest.
Well, he was having technical difficulties with his device, and that's okay. Uh,
Only
you
got
know,
to see his pretty face, couldn't hear his songbird voice.
yeah, yeah. It was going to be somebody, and he was going to bring two guests on from Naked and Afraid. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Technical difficulties. It's all right.
Damn. It would have been nice if they were naked and afraid.
I said it last week. I'm not going to repeat it because if you missed last week, you're gonna miss. You're not going to understand. But yeah, Naked and Afraid. I was trying to see some nakedness.
The masses have turned on Doug.
The
And
masses have.
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Young. I would have liked to have seen you taking as much heat as Doug has taken because you are every bit to blame as him. But Doug, dude, the masses are turning on you, brother.
Yeah, the masses are turning on you. All right, so I think we might have our special guest. Hold on. Oh, nope. Unfortunately,
But no,
he.
bring it back on.
Oh, Henry.
Just give it a second. He's getting dialed in, dialed in. You getting us on audio there, Henry? Anything?
I don't think
That's
you can.
unfortunate. Just tell them to show us where the naked people are.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
You know, it's
All
funny.
right.
Somebody just said, throw him off the bleacher. Weren't we just discussing that a little bit ago?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we have a new sound effect for when that's brought up, and you're gonna demonstrate.
Ouch! Oh, heavens! Oh, goodness gracious! That smarts! Oh, my! Egad! Well, I'll be...
Actual audio of when it happened. You see how polite and courteous I was going down those stairs?
Yep. Anyways, that was Henry Lee. He's from the old Gilchrist County Jail in Florida. He owns it, operates it, and he was going to have some people on, but unfortunately, technical difficulties. It's okay. I appreciate him attempting and trying. But we're going to move on. We got some questions.
It is not okay, Sean. That's your fault as well. You are dropping the ball, EP.
Oh. Mr. Henry, can you hear us? No, we can't hear him.
We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it sometime. But anyways, so topics that we're going to cover today. We're going to have to fill the gap, and that's okay. Rob, you're like 8,000 years old, right?
7.
Well, fuck, man, close enough. Anyways, my question to you was, what was your first Halloween costume when you were riding your dinosaur for your fucking driver's test?
Well, I was the 13th disciple, so I was wearing a toga and shitty sandals. But that was back then. I mean, if you really want to get into it, when I was a kid, my favorite monsters were the originals. They were the classics. It was Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Gillman, the Mummy, and Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh.
So I always tried to stay in that. Like, those were the OGs. Yeah. I always tried to kind of stay in that vein.
Caveman outfit. Yeah, when I was
Wait a goddamn second. Who said that? Show me that again.
I don't know. It's Facebook user.
I think that's goddamn Chris Casanova talking shit. We've got so many Facebook users popping on. I don't know why the names aren't showing. They're supposed to. Sean.
The Facebook user thing. Oh, shit. That's his age. Whoever Facebook user is roasting you, Rob. What you got?
Really? Okay. Well, look here, Facebook. I don't care.
But anyways, when I was a kid, my most notable Halloween costume that I remember was Superman with the plastic mask.
Right.
Ooh. And like I walked up to one of the houses, and they had like a clown sitting outside with a candy bowl. And this is before I knew clowns were like a fucking scary thing. I stuck my hand in the bowl to grab some candy, and he popped his head up and said, "What are you doing, kid?" Scared the dog shit out of me. The absolute
me and Doug had a real good time one year where I got to the point where if I was going to wear a Halloween costume, I was going to spend all year creating it.
Yeah.
So I created an absolutely perfect Batman costume, and he created an absolutely fantastic Jason Voorhees costume.
Oh, yeah.
So he's over at my spot. My dad's got the garage set up, for the kids to come in.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to just put it together, and I was very active in Taekwondo at the time. So I was pretty fucking fleet on the feet, as they say. So we worked it out to where Doug was standing real still. Kids came up, and He moved and they got scared and jumped back. He took a step and the Batman came out of left field and started throwing down with Jason. We had fun doing that shit, boy. That was Pro Wrestling 101 right there.
Nice. Whoever Facebook user is says the guy with the exceptional beard is cool. Well, you know what? Thank you.
The guy with the exceptional beard, this is his last week with the network, everybody, just so you know.
Yep. You know what? Apparently, I am stealing the thunder, and I'm unreliable, and I am a piece of shit because I can't get Doug to do what he's supposed to do.
Now, see, you've admitted it. Now the healing can begin.
I wasn't touched as a child, but I was hurt as a child.
How did he hurt you?
I'll show you on the doll.
Oh, yeah. Get the doll.
Okay. Anyways, fucking. All right. So we're going to move on from the Halloween costumes to what is your favorite fucking Halloween candy?
Oh, Jesus. I really like the peanut butter cups, but Three Musketeers makes me a dick twitch. I like that.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
that's creepy.
Uncle Rob's got a game.
Would you like to play a game?
Oh, my favorite fucking candy was Snickers.
Packed full of peanuts.
The bag full of nuts.
Yeah. And you likes them nuts.
We like them nuts.
Like them short shorts, I'll tell you that much. And with that being said, let me ask you what movie scared you the most as a wee kike? Gave you nightmares.
Fucking Blair Witch Project.
Get out of here.
No, listen, hear me out. I grew up 15 minutes from that shit where it was filmed. Right. Like, I currently live 20 minutes from where it was filmed. I drive by the Burkittsville sign like pretty much anytime I go to get my girlfriend from work or drop her off. Like, I knew where the shit was filmed. As a kid, that was scary as fuck. And not to mention, I lived in the backwoods of Maryland. So that was even more scarier.
Was Blair Witch real?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. For me, it was absolutely Salem's Lot.
Why is that?
The one scene after the kid got turned and he went and floated up to his brother's bedroom with the bangs and tapping on the glass, and the brother's hypnotized and opens it, lets him in. He gets behind him. He makes that screech. And the fact that he's about to be murdered by his little brother terrified me.
Yeah.
Probably because I had a little sister who was a psychopath and you never knew.
Yeah. What was your very first horror movie you ever seen?
Oh, I've been watching them all the way back. I couldn't even tell you.
That you can remember aside from the crucifixion.
That wasn't so much a movie. Hey, fuck you.
Oh, shit. You're showing your age, Rob.
No. Probably Frankenstein.
Ooh, yeah.
It was Frankenstein or Dracula. I watched Frankenstein, Dracula, and The Mummy all over a weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking Bela Lugosi's Dracula?
Yes.
Ooh.
And Bela Lugosi, Mummy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. My very first horror movie that I seen, and this is gonna sound really shitty, but it's actually it comes after Blair Witch Project, and that was Halloween H2O. At the time, it scared the shit out of me, and like as an adult, I'm like, that is one of the worst Halloween movies ever made.
I know, man. I wanted to be a Halloween fan, and it took me a while to really get into it. Because, boy, when I saw that one with the Halloween masks when I was a kid, I was just like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. And I was done with Halloween for a long time.
Yeah. Halloween, I think 4 through 5 is terrible. Halloween.
Did you say 4 through 5?
Sorry, 2 through 5.
There you go.
Yeah. 4 through 5. Yeah. 2 through 5 is terrible, and fucking H2O is garbage. Resurrection was terrible. I do like the 2018 Halloween, and I like Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends. I wouldn't buy that and shit on it.
It was really a horrible, horrible ending.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
they didn't just cut, like, you know, they tried to play with Freddy and with Jason, and, you know, they're dead. They're dead. It's happening. They're gone. But yeah, with Myers, there's no coming back from that. There's no magic voodoo spell that's going to make him not have just been run through a stump grinder.
You know, I think what made
Yes,
it
Halloween 3 was the worst one.
Yeah. What I think really makes it even more terrible as a fucking movie is the fact that they introduced a new character that could have continued the legacy of Michael Myers
And blew it.
and blew it. Absolutely blew it.
Just fucked it right off.
Right. I was like,
Anybody who's wanting to chat away, man, throw up your favorite horror movie. Like, what's your current favorite horror movie? Sean, what's your current fave?
Ooh, my favorite horror. God, that is hard. I would have to say my favorite horror movie right now. It's a hard one. Maybe The Nun or The Pope's Exorcist.
The Pope's Exorcist was good. The Nun. Yeah. Not a fan of The Nun.
And it's not, I mean, The Pope's Exorcist wasn't really a considered, well, I mean, they considered it a horror movie, but it's not really, it's more like a mockumentary, really. Because it talks about Father Amar's time as an exorcist. But I thought it was really good. And, somebody that I used to live in Italy. I was stationed over there for 4.5 years, and the mannerisms that Russell Crowe carried are very much Italian based, and it was awesome. It was cool to see it. Cool to see how accurate it was. What is your favorite horror movie?
It is, people ask me, what's your favorite wrestling match ever? Same thing with horror movies. There is no way I've been a fucking fan, a freak of the genre forever. There's no way to even for me to pick a top 5 right now.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to change that. My favorite horror movie.
I'm going to give you, so you may have seen it. If you haven't, look up Cockneys versus Zombies.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch that. Oh,
it is hilarious.
Facebook user says Scream the first one or Halloween. Scream the first one, phenomenal.
It was brilliant. Yeah, it was brilliant. They just kind of ruined it as they went forward. But in the beginning, if they would have left it at 1, I think that would have ended up getting that cult classic status. It might have it now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Doug? What do you think, Doug? Are they wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Doug's not fucking here.
Yeah, Doug's not fucking here.
God damn it, Doug.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, you know what? Let's take a different stance on Mr. Fuckflake over there. Doug, this is how we feel about you not coming to work today.
I don't care. My jokes don't go over. I don't care. Everybody, I don't care. He does not care.
Facebook user said fire him.
Fire Doug? Certainly not.
No. He gets a slap on the PP. That's all.
Careful.
Anyways,
you might get a PP somewhere you don't want it if you turn them on with that.
You know what? I spent time in the Army. I've seen more dick than anybody in the real world. Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, no, for real. I'm gonna take back my favorite horror movie, and I will say Terrifier is my favorite.
Really?
Yes, I love gore horror. I love it.
Hey.
Well, hear me out. So someone says JK, he's the backbone of the show. He really is. He is. Rob is the face that runs the place. He's the backbone of the show, and I'm the dude that presses buttons. And
You are the goddamn finest executive producer we have. Out of that huge, vast selection, you're the best.
I'm the best executive producer that we have, and
That's
all of
right.
one.
That's right. Wait. Damn
What?
it. Cut that last part out.
We're fucking live. Anyways, I love Gore horror. I love it. And there's there's so much that they can do with it, and so much that they can run with Terrifier, because there's not a lot to know about him. He's a clown that likes to fucking butcher people, and I love it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of the same genre of people who dig Leatherface.
I don't like Leatherface though.
But I'm saying that the Hills have eyes. They like to see just that gore kill factor.
As human beings, we love to see things get destroyed.
Well, I mean, I know that we're the only goddamn animal on the planet that likes to be scared.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rob, what would you do, hypothetical? What would you do if you were stranded in the woods and you had one way? Actually, no, fuck that. Scratch that. What is your biggest fear?
I mean, spiders?
Spiders. Overkill on the Gore. I can understand that.
That's what you like, is the overkill on the Gore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Spiders. What is, I mean, so why are spiders your biggest fear?
It's fucking Doug. That's
It's Doug.
Doug. That's Doug who just said that.
Oh, Doug, he's hiding behind the Facebook user.
We share that same massive phobia. We
Why?
used to run around when I was a kid up in Cameron Park, California, the home of the giant black widows. We would get lady fingers and put duct tape up high around the edge, around the wick, light the wick, throw it in the widow web, watch them wrap it until it explodes.
Oh, shit.
Boom.
Damn.
Got black widow over there? Don't got black widow over there no more.
Not no more.
So spiders, I mean, like a lot of people say death, and I feel like in my life and in the chances I've taken and the stupid things I've done, I faced my own mortality so many times that, I'm just not really too worried about it. Would I jump up on the couch, Chris? You bitch.
I can understand that. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of the woods at night.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured that would be your jam.
Nope.
It's my jam.
Fuck no. Nope. If I had the choice to walk on, like, in the woods on the sidewalk that had lights on the highway, I would walk on the highway.
So American Werewolf in London really fucked you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that and like deep water. We're talking anything that goes above my chest.
No shit. Can you
I
just not swim? Is that why?
I drowned as a kid. Died. Legitimate flatline. Yeah. And like I didn't remember that, right? And something unlocked a memory. There was a situation that happened that unlocked a memory. I confirmed it with my mom, and it scared the absolute daylights out of me. All right. Like, I won't go on a boat. I've had people that are like, let's go on a cruise. I'm like, I'm good. I'd much rather die in a fucking airplane crash than drown. Yeah.
I think my worst idea of a way to die would be burning. Yeah, like when they were like, I can't believe people were jumping out of the Twin Towers. You can't. I can. I would. If I was up there, it's like, okay, I jump out here, hit the ground and die, or I stand here and burn and die.
Yeah.
And
then
come that window.
And then come crumbling down. There's a double death.
Yeah, I'm just jumping.
Yeah, fuck it.
Then the building can fall on me all day. I'm fine. Don't worry about digging me out.
I've got another one. And that is space. Like not like open wide space. We're talking outer space. Terrified of it. Absolutely fucking terrified of it. The
So
thought
you don't ever look at the stars and be like,
I get
yeah.
vertigo when I look at this. Well, no. If I look at the sky during the daytime, I get vertigo. But if I like look at it at nighttime, I'm fine.
I think
But
there's
like
something wrong with you.
there probably is. I mean, that's why I'm not in the army anymore.
You
But
got the clinger discharge, huh? Put on the
yeah,
dress.
yep. They said, "Fuck you, we're out." So, yeah, but no, yeah. I watched Gravity, the movie Gravity with uh, what's
Bullock
her
and what's his fuck
yeah,
Clooney.
Sandra Bullock, yeah. And it fucked me up, dude. I was in Afghanistan watching it on a computer, and I face planted into the computer.
Well,
Mhm.
that's because you're a pussy.
I mean, yeah, you know what? I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right.
You were
I have,
peeling potato. Here's what actually happened.
yeah,
You got to Afghanistan and you
yeah.
said, "Holy fuck, it's hot."
Mm,
And
yeah, it
I
was.
really don't want to be here. So I'm going to put on this little cute bikini and a dress over it. And I'm going to peel potatoes. And if that doesn't get me kicked out, I'm going to be wearing a dress, peeling potatoes, and I'm going to faint from a video on a screen of a movie. That'll
Yeah.
get me out.
It didn't though. It
Son
didn't.
of a bitch. What did you have to do next?
I had to get my head smacked a bunch of times jumping out of airplanes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
All
but I mean, that doesn't prevent me from throwing on dresses and women's underwear either.
right. As it shouldn't. I mean, why would it?
They're comfortable.
Put your hat back down. Not down on the ground. So I can see you've been hit in the head too many times, and I'm going to be more understanding of it moving forward. So, John, this is Ghosted after all, and we're getting kind of high in the time. Got a
Yep.
good ghost story you want to relay?
Oh man, I got a few. So the first time that I remember seeing anything weird, I was sitting in my grandparents' house, about 15 minutes from here. I was 15 or 16, and remember like the old TVs where you had to flip through it and then it went to black and then came in instead of
Yeah.
just going. Well, I did that, and I was trying to surf. I was looking for the adult
For the dirty
channel.
stuff.
Yeah, and it came in flickers because my uncle had a black box, and I could pick up the signal in the
Right.
picture and just come in staticky, right? So I was like flipping through it, and I seen these red dots behind me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Right? And I just thought it was the TV. So boom, boom, boom. It just stayed there, and I turned around to look behind me, and it was outside of the window on the other side, and it's kind of like weirded out by it. And I stood up, and when I stood up, it stood up. When I moved, it moved, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And I ran and told my grandma. My grandma was like, "Yeah, I know. Um, you got nothing to worry about, and here's what you have, what's outside that you got to worry about." And I was like, "What?" And then she told me about how she used to be in witchcraft. It scared the shit out of me. So a few days later, it was dead of summer, by the way. A few days later, the power just goes out for no reason. I slept in the basement, which is why I'm pale. Got no sunlight, and my sister comes to the top of the door, opens it up, and says, "Hey, can I come down? I'm afraid." And I'm like, "Sure." So that like there's stairs that go down into a hallway, and I had these closet doors that opened up into the hallway. And so I'm like, "Yeah, come on." And I opened up the closet doors, and she runs into my room, and like, dude, I could hear two sets of footsteps behind like hers and then another. And she gets downstairs. I shut the door and I lock it, and the door rattles for a solid minute, dude. And like I'm frozen, and I can feel all the things like the prickly feeling. My hairs were standing up. I had goosebumps, dude. I just felt like really nasty, and it stopped.
What about your prick?
My sister was there. It's kind of weird. Okay.
Oh, I see. That's why your prick was tingling.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Gotcha.
but yeah, and that was one of the weirdest situations because right after that stop, the power came back on, and nobody was on the other side of that door. We didn't hear anybody go up the steps. There was no footsteps going down the hallway, and I absolutely fucking despise that house.
We should go there.
Dude, I'm 15 minutes from it. I've driven by it.
We should go there and tell the homeowners, y'all need to take a powder. Give us about 2 hours in here.
Well, what I want to do is I want to go knock on the door and be like, hey, have you guys experienced any weird stuff here? I used to live here, but I think that would be weird. I don't want to weird them out if they don't experience anything weird.
And see, like to me, that seems like actually a pretty normal thing. If somebody was to knock on my door and be like, "Hey, I used to live here, and have you experienced anything out of the ordinary?"
Yeah.
If I did, I would tell him, and if I didn't, I would tell him to put his mind at ease.
Yeah. What about you?
Doesn't seem weird at all. See, my problem is they say it's the gift, but it's not. It's the curse of second sight. Where my whole life I've just been able to see them. Now, sometimes I know they can see me, but I think most of the time they can't. But yeah, I think ghost-wise, besides me getting my ass handed to me sideways by a ghost at a graveyard in front of Doug and another guy, I can't think of any other ghostly encounter that scared me. And I don't even think getting beat up scared me. It made me pissed. I was trying to go back in and get some more because I could be delusional. But I swear to God, I just started taking wild hooks. And I swear I hit something.
Damn. Jesus.
I was like, oh, you can be hit. And I wanted to go back in and try some more. Luckily, Doug was grabbing my half-beaten down ass and getting me in the car. Go, go, go. Now, I'll tell you a scary situation is driving home from work when I was like 17. And it's on this road. It's called Bass Lake Road. And Bass Lake is a man-made fish hatchery where they grow fish up and then move them on. And cops getting back at me, of course, because where I grew up, they're bored. So they are going to harass any teenager that they know is there. So I'm driving and I'm getting ready. And of course, here come those lights. They're pulling me over. As I'm slowing down, something that looked like the Ghostbusters dog came out of because it's just total black field, a road, a barbed wire fence, and then blackness because there's no light back there. It's just Bass Lake.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, almost in front of my car, probably a good 50 yards away. Close enough for my headlights to be completely lighting it up and for it to stop and look at me, look at my car and take it in for a second. And then with one jump over the barbed wire fence and it was gone. So I jumped out of my car and I bolted over to the cops. And the cops had their spotlights out there looking for it. He had his shotgun out. And the other one was calling in that we saw it again.
Wow.
And he goes, get the fuck back in your car. Okay. Like, don't hang out here. Get in your car. Leave.
Werewolf?
Werewolf. Yeah.
Oh.
I believe I saw a werewolf that day.
Fuck that.
That was pretty terrifying.
I bet.
It was like that kind of fear where you freeze and you don't feel anything. All you're doing is hyper focused visually and listening to what's happening right in front of you. You're just ready to react.
Nope. Now I understand. And now I understand why you're a hairy pussy.
Ew. Now, another interesting fact that happened once, and this will be my last tale, but I believe in werewolves and vampires, and such because I've met them,
Yeah.
right? So you see how I met the werewolf, and then me and a buddy decided we wanted to go down to Santa Cruz after watching The Lost Boys and see if we could find some vampires.
Mm.
So we're on the boardwalk and we're asking people. Most of the time they just laughed. Uh-oh, careful, they're everywhere. Sometimes people got real defensive.
Mm. Just a dad said, "Hey guys, I'm on my way to a gig."
Oh, Mr. Superstar. Mr. Superstar. So
Ah.
some people would get upset and be like, that fucking movie, this isn't the area you need to be having this search. You need to look somewhere the fuck else. Very aggressive, very foreboding. Finally, one lady goes, look, man, go to this alley. There's going to be an Irish pub. Go into the Irish pub. You might find what you're looking for there. Okay, now a little bit of fear hits me. Am I being set up? Am I about to be somebody's lunch? All right, let's go to the bar. So we go and we sit down. And now there was a guy reading a paper over here. They had those battery operated candles on each table.
Okay.
So a guy's over here and it's dark, even with that candle, but he's reading the paper. And then there was a couple, and there was somebody else sitting at the bar. So not a lot of action. Big, huge, glorious etched mirror all along the back of the actual bartender. Like fantastic, very, very expensive. So he got us our drinks, and I said, so, we hear that vampires hang out kind of around these parts. And he goes, okay, so you guys need to not talk about that in here. If you want to talk about that, that's cool, but you can't do it in here to anybody, okay?
Oh.
And we're like, all right, man. So we have our drink and we're chit-chatting a little bit. And I'm like, seriously, dude, why are you so edgy about the whole V word? The guy at the bar left. The couple left. Dude in the back still reading his paper, but he keeps looking over. And he says, look, I'm not honestly going to ask you guys one more time to drop this. We're not going to talk about this in here. And if you bring it up one more time, you've got to leave. House rules. Oh, Jesus. Now he felt just embarrassed, right? Like I've offended this guy just with my little game.
Yeah.
The dude who was reading the paper was suddenly standing behind us. And he put his hands on both of our shoulders and he leaned in. He said, you're good boys. And now that you found what you're looking for, go straight home. Because the others won't think this is funny.
Oh.
And he walked out the door. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even think to look up to the mirror to see if I could see this guy. I was just staring straight at the bar.
Oh, shit.
I was like, fuck, I got to see what this guy looks like. So I went out the door and he rounded a corner. I rounded the corner and that jack was gone. Like this was the other part of the alley leading back out to the main road. You'd think takes a minute to traverse this alley, but he rounded the corner. I was almost right behind him. So yeah, we packed it up and got the fuck up back home.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
I
take chances. I do. I take chances with it. I want to know. I want to see. I want to believe. Seeing is believing. I mean, faith could take you so far, but seeing is believing.
Yeah.
Faith is guiding yourself on a set of belief structures.
I believe that vampires exist just for the simple fact of like there's a lot of proof that, that they have been around for fucking almost forever, right?
Too much lore not to be too old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of things in this world that like I hate quoting Zach Bagan, but there's a lot of things in this world we don't understand, right? From aliens to vampires, werewolves, witches, all the stuff that goes bump in the night. There's too much to it that we don't understand. And then we discount it as not being real. You know what I mean?
It's arrogance. It's arrogance.
It really is. It really is, dude. And like I'm fully convinced that there's, and this might sound weird, conspiracy theorist a little bit, maybe, but I believe in the hollow earth theory.
Hmm.
You ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I believe in the hollow earth theory, you know. I'm not a flat earther, so you don't got to worry about that. But I believe in the hollow earth theory, man. I believe that, that there's a
Well,
subterranean culture.
yeah, I say give an outline of this theory for
All
people
right.
who don't.
All right. So if you haven't heard of the hollow earth theory, there's a subterranean culture with its own ecosystem, everything like that, that lives below
He's
the surface.
talking about the Godzilla movie. Go ahead.
Kind of. But there's been openings to the earth that people have explored in Alaska as well as Taiwan, I believe. And people have explored up to like 6 miles in, and it just keeps going down. And it has its own plant life, its own water system, everything like that. And there's been no life that has been observed there, but I don't see it being such a
How do
far.
plants grow without light?
Well, there's actual openings in the earth, like cracks in the earth that light comes down, and you only need a little bit of light. You don't need a whole ton for it to grow.
That's categorically untrue.
Well, it happens.
I mean, sure it happens, but only one little like patch would be lit up, right? So that
Well,
little patch would have greenery, but like it wouldn't illuminate a whole
no,
cavern.
no. Now, I don't know how much is grown there. I'd have to do some research and like show videos if there is video proof. But I believe that it exists and that there could
Well,
be.
why don't we do one better? Why don't we do one better? How about this? Why don't I send you out a brand new titanium gardening shovel, right? About this
I'll take
big,
my way.
and you just start going.
I'll take my way to the subterranean culture.
Man, you could see for yourself, you could take some video, but most of all, you'd be out of our hair.
Actually, actually, there have been scientists and explorers that have gone to try and do this, and they have mysteriously disappeared. Much like people have disappeared around Mount Shasta, people have disappeared, as well as like there's another mountain in Arizona where people have just magically disappeared without a trace.
Yeah, those are called hikers who got lost, got injured, and got ate.
Here's one. There's a kid in Arizona that went with his stepfather up to a mountain, took the day off work, and his stepdad were going to spend some time together. And he literally went down a saddle up to the top of this mountain, which if you guys don't know what a saddle is, it's a part of a mountain range. It's like the low-lying area between two peaks of a mountain. And he went to the other one, and now the stepfather could like visibly watch this kid. The kid was
That's
like,
for our Lord Jesus Christ to be able to take a seat whenever he's uncomfortable. He could sit right there on that saddle.
yeah. And so so he fucking the stepdad was watching the son travel along this path that was laid out, and he could see him on the other side, and he wanted to watch the son wanted to watch the sunset, and he watched him, and he's seen him be placed in this exact spot. He looked away literally for a minute and then looked back, and the sun was gone. He didn't walk back this way. There was no path on the other side. He just magically disappeared. They sent search parties. There was zero trace of him. Couldn't even find footsteps. Couldn't find anything. No scent.
Maybe he said,
couldn't
holy shit, the old man's not paying attention. Here's my opportunity to escape. What do we actually know about what that son may have been going through?
Well, here's another thing: is scent dogs could not track him. They literally stopped tracking him at certain.
Yeah, well, he was probably sprinkling coffee behind him. That's the number one trick. Just ask everybody in prison. They'll tell you coffee does the trick.
Yeah. Well, they never found him. They never found his body, never found shoes, nothing. He's literally just vanished. And like
They
same thing
didn't
with
even find his little shoes.
nope, nope.
His
Uh,
cute little light up when he runs shoes.
uh,
Oh,
there's been people that have gone missing around Mount Shasta,
did
and
they have cute light up shoes too?
well, here's the thing: is they've reappeared. They've disappeared for 3 days, and they have very vivid accounts of what happened. Right, um, and all of them line up, and none of like there was one where it was an old lady, another where it was a young kid, and they all have the same account of seeing the same person in the same location, and it was they went inside of a fucking mountain where there was no opening in the mountain.
Right. So they had a mysterious, like alien style visitor. Uh, and they all have the same story of being taken in the mountain,
Yep.
being anally probed and molested, and then given a piece of candy and said, if you tell anybody about this, I'll kill your puppy.
We're gonna fuck you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. But yeah, like I said, I think that there's a lot of weird things in this world that we don't have the capacity to understand, and or that we ever will.
It's arrogance. We have all the capacity to understand, just don't want to. But I don't think there's all that much that really needs to be understood. I mean, as far as what would advance us along in life significantly, I think it would just take a little nudge.
Yeah.
It's not we wouldn't need some grand fucking intervention into, getting Rob Wilds off the planet so it doesn't smell so bad, things like that. You want to keep it going in an orderly direction, but we don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
We want to believe that what we're doing is not only the correct, but the only way to do it.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly. It's about that time, Rob.
It is about that time. Thanks for chatting with us, guys. Doug, good luck on your gig. That's really all I got on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sorry to everybody else who, for some reason, their names weren't appearing. Just Facebook user. That's strange.
Right. Everybody, you guys have a happy Halloween.
And stick around for a moment after we go off, Sean. I got a bit idea for you. Coming soon.